Hello, my name is Alexander Chan, and for my C++ project, I decided to put my hard efforts to create a GPA calculator so that students will be able to get over the troublesome way of finding out their GPA. In this video, I will explain how I created my code and the way it works. So as you can see, I created two library functions, which are iostream and stdlib.h. Then I created two prototypes, which contain the parameters of letter grade and double credit. And I created one more prototype, which is to find the final GPA. And these are my two global variables, which will contain my total credits and my total calculations. And I will show you the main functions later, as I'll show you what my functions are and their definition. So in this function, finding GPA, it will take in the user's string, for example, the letter A for the grade that they got, and credits for that class. And as you can see, these are the different types of grade points for each type of grade that you get. And these are the total calculations that I will use for the variables in this function. As you can see, I created an if statement which correlates to the user's letter that they picked, and it multiplies that credit with the user's grade point, and it stores it in cal times. And for example, if someone put the grade point, if they put the letter A, it will correlate to letter A. If they put letter B, it'll correlate to letter B, and then it'll multiply whatever B is, which is 3.0, times the credit. And then after all that, it will store it in credits, and it also store it in cal times. So each time it will be stored into this variable, which is connected to my global variables up here. And after that, we want to use these two global variables in my new prototype function. And this prototype function, final GPA, is just the two global variables, the calculations divided by the credits to get the final GPA. And this function is the double, so then I also want the final GPA to return back to this double and store it there. So I've explained my two functions that I've created. Now I'll explain how I call them in my main. As you can see, I let the user know that we're calculating the total GPA for that student's semester, and I also create a while loop. This while loop will run every single time the user opens the thing. And the reason I made this while loop is so that when the user breaks the while loop, it will display the final GPA. So in this while loop, it'll switch the color of the console because I think it looks better, and it'll create a string letter, and it'll tell the user enter a grade from A to F. And then it will take whatever letter that they've given and store it into string letter. And the same thing over here happens for credits. It'll ask for the credits and it'll store credits. Then it'll run the function finding GPA with the letter that the user is given and the credits the user is given, and then it will calculate the final GPA, or calculate the GPA. Then I give the user an option if they want to enter another grade or if they want to end the program and get their GPA. So they have the choice. As you can see, I made an if statement, so it continues if they enter 1, and it'll go right back to the top of the while loop, and it'll run the same thing, asking for their letter grade and their credits. If they enter number 2, then it'll break the while loop, and it'll it will execute this code right here, which is switching the color of the console and then displaying the student's final GPA. So that's pretty much most of the program. I'll show you the console results. So this is what will display once you open the console, and so the user will enter the letter grade, and then it'll enter the credits. Then after that, it will ask if you want to enter another grade, and you can have the choice of yes or no. So this is what example looks like of when I run the code. So it'll do the exact same thing. The person entered about like 4 different classes, and it will display the student's final GPA. Thank you for watching.